Hey, basketball fans, round six is in the past, and we now have only one undefeated team. And as you can see, Real Madrid. And in this episode, we're gonna talk very briefly about the previous fixtures and next round, our choices for coaches, and of course, the situation for our fantasy teams. So stick with us for more. So as you can see, yes, Real is back on the top alone. But now every single team has at least one win after as well managed to bounce back, and things are getting more complicated, especially in the mid-table. So if I switch to um, last week's games, we can see here that we had many close games. First of all, if I take it from the left, Cervena Zvezda, a big win versus Bayern that came uh, through heroics in the end. Actually, Dos Santos had a big three-pointer. He was 1 out of 5, and then he made a very crucial three-pointer, I think, from quite far from the 675 line, um, to pretty much give the edge. I think it was 4-point lead for Cervena Zvezda. A very close game, Fenerbahce versus Olympiacos, um, that ended in some controversy in the end. The win went to the Turks. We had some amazing results in Zalgiris, another defeat for Zalgiris Kaunas and Makritis, and
Thank you, coach.
Pocheco managed to lift up the spirit of Asvel. They played well in the previous game, and this game they actually managed to come back in the end with a crucial free throws and three-pointer from Luau Cabarro and clinch the game. And if someone wants to see something, just needs to see Pocheco jumping on his teammates and running around after the win. Really amazing,
He
amazing.
he just he, yeah he just went to shake hands with Max Vitz and then he ran to his team and yeah, I mean
You
this
got that.
jump, yeah.
And then we had Valencia, another win, staying towards the top of the league versus Alba. Another thriller in Milano with Mike James not following the instructions by his coach and making a very deep, amazing sidestep three-pointer to get the game. We had Virtus, in my opinion, against the Fez that they won the game. In my opinion, they play very simplistic and very beautiful basketball. They share the ball. They find ways to respond to props, and it's just a joy to watch how every single player out of the system of we have to give credits to the coach, to Luca Banchi, how every player really um, can have a spot that he can be just alone under the basket or maybe make a three-pointer. Really, really nice to see Virtus. They will have difficult games ahead, but for now they are 5-1, and in my opinion, um, the best positive surprise of the year till now.
Do you think is this year's Baskonia? Because Baskonia was last year. I mean, they played an
Um,
entertaining basketball, on the court.
yeah, yeah. Baskonia last year was crazy, sharing the ball, playing very well, but in the end they didn't make it to the playoffs. So
Hmm.
honestly, I think the way they're closing games and the way they can just dominate the game, I think they're even better than what Baskonia was doing. Here we see how things continue, but very very positive. Um, you mentioned Baskonia, Dusko Ivanovic, and the win in a game that was quite crazy in the end. Moneke cleans the game with some free throws, although the pressure from uh, some partisan players, so Nanali and Lede, were trying to trash talk Moneke, but he was a rock. Actually, he said in the post conference just after the game that I made the ones that count because he missed the last two free throws that they actually were on the dead time on 0.1. Bascone had already won the game, so yeah, that was crazy, really. And then finally, Barcelona won a game versus Panathinaikos, and quite easier than the final score shows. So with that, I think we can just move on to next round, Konstantinos.
Hmm.
Uh, what what are your thoughts on this round, and what are the coaches that we have?
Yeah, from round seven, we see there are some big games. We see there is a game Partizan versus Fenerbahce. So Partizan, after losing in Basconia for 1 point, they need to bounce back and win at their home court. Of course, they will miss Kevin Pander because he's injured. But I believe at their home court atmosphere will be electric, so they will have the crowd to back them up. So there are some good chances of them winning. But don't underestimate Fenerbahce. They are a good team. They are a good team. Coach Ituris is doing a good job. So I think it will be a good battle this game. Then also we have Real Madrid versus Virtus. As Bill said, the Virtus is very exciting team to watch. The way they play. To be honest, listening to Bill earlier, I just had this thought came to my mind. I don't know, Bill, you can share your opinion. I
Mhm.
was thinking if Virtus is playing this good, and let's say the vocal point on the court is Toko Shengelia with his experience, his skills. He is just this year is like a breakout year for him, coming back to the old form of Shengelia. I was thinking how good Latvia would have been with Porzingis as well.
Oh wow, yeah, maybe, maybe, but maybe not. You see,
I know,
many
yeah,
big, many, especially in the national basketball, it seems like if your star player is missing, the whole team becomes one, and they just play way more passionate in the go for the goal. I'm not sure. Perhaps, yeah, it's a good what if, but I think they already
yeah,
got fit, so I'm not sure they could go even higher in the World Cup. To be honest.
yeah. But it's as you said, it's what if. That's type of question. What if?
Mm.
And we base this only to what Luka Banki did in Latvia and what he's doing so far with Virtus is something that he took over the team and changed the mindset and you know because the players have the same skills with Coach Cariola and with Coach Banki, but how he put them on the court and the plan, of course, that share with the team is totally different and makes Virtus a very exciting team to watch. So it will be a big game in Madrid versus Real Madrid. And then we have also the French derby, Monaco versus Asvel. Then what we can say we have from one hand we have you know Potseko and from the other hand we have Mike James. So both of them they have this both of them are types that they just go they think out of the box exactly as we saw versus Armani. Coach Bradovic said, okay, we have to play this. We don't need the 3 point shot. Go for the 2 point shot. James said yes, of course, and shot the 3 point shot. Well,
Well,
and
he
then
made it.
yeah, no one can argue with this because he made it, and he's that type of player. I mean, he's a superstar. So it will be a good game, the French derby, because Asvel is, let's say, shows some signs that they are back. Step by step, of course, they're not back with one victory, but they made this victory versus Algeria, so they didn't win, any just random team. Zalgiris was performing well so far, but now they're like two defeats in a row, I think, two losses in a row. So
Yeah, I think Monaco have the upper hand,
yeah,
uh,
definitely, definitely, yeah.
but while I was watching last game, and I think it was quite to the halftime. Asvel was behind, um, between 10 to 5 points was just hanging around Zalgiris, and I was thinking back in Lyon, um, we will have many surprises. I was already seeing a different team, like they could actually win games at their home. So I'm looking forward to see how they're doing in the games back at home in the next couple of fixtures. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So these are the games that we believe they're, you know,
Worth
will. Sorry.
worth watching. Sorry, I was just saying.
Yes, yes. Also, I want to mention because we didn't mention it. This round we will see Maccabi playing again because the last round was the game against Real Madrid was suspended, but this round Maccabi will play versus Bayern.
However, we watched them against Milan winning in Milano last
The suspended
the
game, yes.
previous home game. Yes.
Mhm.
So actually, that also connected with the coach selection, Maccabi.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Because one of the coaches is Coach Katash with
Exactly.
7.1 credits. We believe is a good choice because Maccabi is, they're even without playing in their national league, they're still, a good team, of course, with great players. Also, we have Coach Ataman with 9.1 credits. Panathinaikos is playing versus Alba away. It's an away game, but Panathinaikos has the quality and the players to get the victory. I believe it's a must-win game for Panathinaikos. This one, so everyone needs to step up and just go on the court. Follow the instructions of Ataman and just you know win the game. As simple as that. Then also we have Grimau, the coach from Barcelona. Barcelona is playing versus Crvena Zvezda at their home court in Barcelona. You see the head-to-head is 12-2. I mean, uh, it's amazing. It says a lot. Not that Crvena Zvezda doesn't have a chance to win, of course. But when you see 12 victories to two is,
They haven't
somehow,
lost. They haven't. Sorry to interrupt. It's just they won all the games at home. So
yeah.
from 2000, as you can see here, Barca um, is green on all the games at home. Most recently, last year and the year before, quite similar results.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So that's why we believe, Barcelona can get another victory. Um, and last, we have Coach Tan from Anadolu Efes. They're playing at their home court versus Algiris. Anadolu Efes, I think, is a must win for them at their home court. They lost versus Virtus in the last round. In the local championship, Turkish league, coach Chan didn't, I mean, rest, not didn't play, but just rested Larkin and Clyburn. For some reason, Clyburn is underperforming so far. Let's say so.
maybe
Maybe
he's
is
into.
Yes, yes. Maybe he's trying to blend them together to this new team, just to you're the leaders of the team, just step up, and the rest of the players will follow you. So these are the coaches um, that we suggest. Again, we're looking forward to some big games this round.
Yeah, and let's see how all this mid-table especially um, progresses. And I think this year is very, very more exciting as you have the playing tournament. So up to the 10th position, you still have a chance to be in the playoff run. So
Mhm.
let's see. So I think with that we can move on to our teams and see what we have there. So we'll start then with our first team. And as we were
I,
trying to go
I
on,
believe, Bill, we don't have to show the previous results. Otherwise, I know the guys will send us the police. If you press that
well,
button, police will come. Yes.
yeah, it wasn't good enough, especially Max is losing at home. That was a
Yeah,
soccer.
yeah. And
Um,
um, I agree with you, and also Avramovich with -2. I didn't expect that as well, to be honest. But Max Vitis with -5 is something, you know, uh, unpredictable.
yeah, you'd expect Max to give you 10 at
Yeah.
minimum, and potentially, let's say maybe a 10 from Abramovich. So instead of 20, you get -7. Uh, so it's 27 points difference.
Hmm.
So you'll be somewhere more presentable than this 118. Very, very. But at least we have Evans Sengeli and Milu try to get us something. Let's also wasn't great enough. However, we decided that they need to stay. Lede needs to stay. And actually, not only he stays, we give him the captain uniform, and we hope he bounces back big against Fenerbahce. Remember, we have Smilagic with injury, potentially not playing the next game. Panther is out for long. I think pretty much till Christmas. So Lede needs to step up in this big game. We keep Sengelia, although we had some thoughts of changing him originally, but then we thought it's almost like a blasphemy sending Sengelia out after 33 points, and this year he has. So very difficult game, very difficult lineup, especially when you have to play against Yabusele and Deck, or in the paint you have also Poirot and Tavares. Um, but yeah, it will be a big test, I think, for them. So we keep him, and of course we have Evans again, and we swap Milutinov for Lesort. Um, I think Milutinov also is not 100% for the game, so we don't want to risk any potential, low playing minutes. But on the other hand, we would prefer to have Lesort, even if Milutinov was healthy, to be honest. And as he's fully rested, he didn't play in the league game, and he's been the number one player in the team right now. So he has good momentum. So potentially he's going to be our captain in turn two if Lede doesn't, give what we hope he does. And we keep Poire as well. We thought about swapping with Paul, but don't remember if we have four in the other team potentially. So um, as we have explained before, we have a rule that we don't want to have the same players in our two teams. So that start giving us some headaches on how to do our um, substitutions, so potentially limit us a little bit on our selections. And finally, we get Tonut for Abramovich. Uh, just 5.4 credits. I believe that's a very deep value style selection with Pangos rumored to leave the team or to be at least inactive for the time being in Milano. Tonut has to step up with Matolo. I expect Tonut to have quite a lot of playing time as Matolo as well, but Tonut also had a quite good game last week, plus 12. Got some rebounds, had some assists. You see 3 assists, 2 steals, played 30 minutes. He also played quite a lot in the National League in Italy. So we hope to be, still at this low credits. And of course, we kept the other fillers here. So we have the Silva, Gedraitis, Kahoudis, and Mahmoudoglu. We see we will need some more changes, I think, in this team for Sardinus, but for now, uh, we stay with Katas as instead of Max Vitis and hope for the best.
Fingers crossed. That's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say about the coach.
So let's get to the other team then.
Yep.
All right. So here you go.
Yeah. And you were right. We have fall. By the way, we mean
Yeah.
Yusufa fall from Asphalt, not Mustafa fall from Olympiacos.
Mm.
Even though just I don't know if you have read it or seen it, Mustafa fall uh, had a triple double in the Greek league versus PAOK. It was a big game. But Milutinov was absent due to a knee injury. Um, so let's go to this team. As you see, we have 98.9 credits. So I think the ultimate goal is to have zero. If we can manage that, it will be amazing.
I
Uh,
thought you mean we need a loan or something, but that's all right.
um, the first change, it was we changed coach Max Vitis with coach Chan, because we believe FS will win. Zalgiris, as Bill said, we don't expect 25 or 20 points, but 10 will be a good start from getting from the coach compared to previous rounds. Then we had to change Lesort because we brought him to our main team, and we brought Paul instead, who with coach Potseko is starting to feel it. He's playing much better in the last games. As you see,
22.
22 fantasy points and 80, yes, 18.7. So with double-digit points and 5 rebounds or 6 rebounds, they gave us Virtus. So and getting the playing time, so 20 to 25 minutes. So with Lovern, I think is a good duo in the paint for us. Well, then also we brought Shields instead of Sadekerskis. I mean, in this Olympia Milano team with Messina, just technically that's what will happen. He kicked Pangos out of the team because Pangos is not injured, but he's underperforming not just this season but also last season. So
Exactly. He's
Messina is
absent.
like exactly,
Fantasy
exactly,
wise, he's absent.
exactly. And Bill, the thing is, if you see this team, at least in my opinion, he is the number one guard. And I
Yeah.
mean, taking
Example.
in consideration that yeah, Shields is a three and Mirotic a four. I'm not saying that Pangos is better than them, but I'm saying for the for all the guards that
This
they're
is
in
another
the
funny thing. So, because you have all these forwards in Milan, you have Melli, that he's a top player,
Mhm.
right? Um, you have Voigtman, that is a center, but also, let's say, under circumstances, you could say, is a power forward, but let's say is a center. So you get, and I think that's something that Messina said. He was playing, he was trying to play Mirotic on three and Seals on two.
Yeah. Hmm.
So to actually play all of them at the same time. So you need Pangos. Like if Pangos was good, this team
Yeah.
wouldn't be. I think it's 1-5. Wouldn't be 1-5. It
No.
would be potentially like 3-3. I mean,
Yeah.
at worst.
Hmm. Hmm.
And maybe you need also Mandolo to really step up and get some big games like he does with the national team. Um,
But that's the thing. They brought Maudolo, but Maudolo was, let's say, not the filler, but the substitution of Pangos. Pangos
yeah,
was the number one guard, but now
of course.
he's not doing what he has to do on the court, basically. So now we're asking from Maudolo to just, he came back from the injury last week or 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just saying now, okay, go. It's something that, these are players, they need to find their own rhythm,
Mm.
game after game. But I agree with you. I mean, and there are
Pangos is
rumors.
trying to find his rhythm for 2 years now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why there are rumors that coach Messina and Olimpia Milano are looking for a player in the market. I mean, coach Messina even said um, in a
It's not rumors.
conference.
He said
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were looking.
yeah. That yeah, Panathinaikos got none. Kendrick Nunn from the NBA. We wanted Garlic Jones. He decided to go to China to play. Another player went to the G League. So they are on the market for a guard, from what we're hearing.
I mean, it's crazy. You have mirrored his shields, and you're 1-5. It's like, and they play also. They perform. So it's absolutely mad. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Mm.
Um. So let's see how Shields will play against Valencia this round, but we expect him to have a good game.
Can I
Uh,
add on this? As we are saying before, all these now subsiditions are actually um, mandated for us because Sedekerskis comes out only as we have him on the first team.
mhm.
Jones is injured, and
Yeah,
Lesord is on our first team. So we didn't have a choice. These three had to go because of the rule we have put
yeah,
in ours, in
yeah.
ourselves.
That's why you see, yeah,
That's
some
why
players are
Manek
hurt.
stays there.
Yeah, yeah. Just to say a name, I know, randomly. But yeah, Jones had to leave because he's injured, so we don't know yet when will he be back. But then we brought Campazzo, and he's our captain for turn one as well. I believe Campazzo had a good game in the Spanish league, so we expect him of just sharing the ball and scoring some points for Real Madrid to get W versus Virtus. So as you see, we kept Abramovich, Marinkovic, also Bellinelli, who is performing this season. So Bellinelli was a player that we will not, send out of the team, because look at Bellinelli. So I mean, for 8.7 now credits, I believe is a good guard to have on your team. And I believe Bill, we got him for 810 credits,
Uh,
right?
I think 7.8, but I don't remember
Oh,
exactly.
seven
But
point eight.
I have
Okay.
him at least a couple. I think
Hmm.
somewhere between, yes, 7.8 or 8. I don't remember.
But let's
Uh,
say if we had to send Bellinelli now out, we would gain 0.7 credits, which is something.
big. It's big. But the thing is, as you said, he's not going, and potentially, even if he doesn't have a big game in Real Madrid, he's not going out after because He has really a specific role in the team, and he's just doing great with that. He can just, score when he needs, share the ball, and play this like almost 6 player minutes or role player minutes, and just give the 100% for his age. So it really looks to me like NBA style when you have a veteran, a very good veteran that he will come in and play this quality minutes that will lift up the whole team and then goes back to the bench. And
You
don't
you
forget
know you know
personality is a
there
great
there
personality.
is there is a player that exactly as you said, like the veteran that goes in performs. I know a guy who used to play for San Antonio Spurs, an Italian guy. I think his
All right,
surname is
yeah.
Bellinelli.
See what you're doing there.
But I think you described it the best way. That's what Bellinelli did in the NBA, and that's what he's doing now for Virtus. He's just this six player role player that just goes in and what do you want me to do? Just score. What I can do best, just give me the ball and I'll score. So that's what he's doing.
And if I'm not open, I'll just get it to the next one, and he will do it.
Yes, and that's as you said, that's because of coach Banki's system. Just share the ball and the free guy just shoot the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, Also we have Mitoglu. Uh, we believe he's gonna bounce back and have a good game versus Alba. Manek, well, yeah, we you never know with Manek. You know, if you remember, like 2 games before in Baskonia, he had 29 fantasy points, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and
Yes.
since then he had one and -1. So you never know. It's up to his day, let's say, to perform on the court. And then we have also Manzukas. He was injured. He will be back this round, and he's one of the players that can give us something. I'm not. We're not expecting a lot, but just give us up to 5 fantasy points depending the game. And at center position, we kept English as well from Valencia.
And for now, because last 2 games he's been
Yeah,
disappointing fantasy wise.
but
Uh,
we
seems
yeah we
like we think he was going quite well for the first 4. So we'll see
had
how this turns out. Davis is playing quite well lately. So, as we said, I think in the previous, so the trio they have with at the center position with Davis, English, and Toure, it's really down to who is in the best day and will just dominate.
yeah.
So let's just hope um, he will bounce back.
Yeah. And we have, I think, one credit left for the next round if we want to.
So why were you complaining about the credits then? Look, you don't even need them.
Yeah, I said the ultimate goal is to have zero. So we'll see. But these are our teams. We'll see how this round will go. We hope it will be at least for the coach selections will be better. With Katash and coach Chan. You see, round 7 is around the corner, so we expect to have some big games.
Yeah. Enjoy all round 7 and speak to you next time, guys. Have a good one.
Yes, guys. See you. Have a good one.